Rocketry fins, take 13. So here we have everything that you need. You have your piece of cardboard from your kit. You have a ruler that you're going to need, a Sharpie, and hopefully you have some scissors at home to cut the cardboard. You also have your plans right out in front of you, and that's where we're going to start. On my plans, I've indicated that I'm going to have 3 fins. So I need to also indicate one more fin by a diagonal line on the front here. So I'm going to add that fin right there. And you'll see that it is on a tilted diagonal line. Now, we also need to count how many squares from the bottle there is out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Checking the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's my fin design. Yours may be different. I also want to check how many, what the scale is. If you look over here on the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see one of these squares is 1 square inch. Now if you look close, that one dark square that's shaded in is made up of 4 of the little squares. So each of those 4 little squares is 1 square inch. That's the scale. That means that my fin has a 4 little square base here. That means it's going to be 2 inches. Remember that, 2 inches. We can even mark it on the plans, 2 inches. Now we're going to count up from the base, from the back side all the way up to the front. So that divided or multiplied by 2, because there's got to be 2 of those little squares per inch, gives us 6 inches. So my fin is going to have one side is 2 inches and one side is 6 inches. Knowing that, we can now transfer all of that information to the cardboard. Start up. Come down to one of the corners here, nice and square. We might as well use that square for our fin. It works for mine. And I'm going to make a mark up 2 inches up the side. Show you that mark real close. 2 inches up the side. And along the bottom edge, I'm going to put a 6-inch mark out here. 6 inches right there. You'll see those 2 marks, one here and one over here. Now, if I connect those 2 dots, I will have a triangle shape that is equal to my fin. See? Now, all I have to do, since I'm going to have, according to my plans, 3 fins, I have to make 2 more exactly like that at the base. Now you see the outline of 3 triangles that I can cut out for my fins. So the next step is to cut them out. I've cut these all 3 out, matching according to the lines that I have made. Now, putting them together in one section made it much easier to cut out all at one time. I cut out a big section and then I cut my 3 fins apart from that. This is the rocket that Mr. Cooper was working on and had created his cone. You'll see that it's now completely skinned. And you'll recognize the blue lines that we have been working on. So that should be very familiar to you. Next step is to take a piece of tape about the length of the base of that fin. Place the tape. Place the tape along the base edge of that fin and pull the sticky side back. We're now going to place that on the rocket. We're going to actually locate that right there and lay it on the rocket. You'll see it close that the tape just lays right in there and comes around. Now there's some excess at the bottom. I suggest you trim it rather than trying to cram and fold it. Just trim that excess off. That way you don't have a lot of wasted tape. Anything on the front, do that. Now you'll notice the other fins that I've done already have both sides done and I've totally skinned them, but they're still kind of floppy. This one needs another side. So another piece of tape about the length, which is about 6 inches, isn't it, Mr. Cooper?
Yes.
Now, with this side, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the sticky side back. So this is not sticky here. This is sticky out here. I'm going to fold the sticky side away from itself. That way I can pinch that rocket. I'm going to fold the fin over I'm going to lay the tape right on there. I'll show you what this looks like. See how the tape's laid right on there? And now all I have to do, holding that tape back, all I have to do is stand the fin up. Stand the fin up until it's perpendicular to the side of the tank. Press the tape in there nice and firm. Occasionally on these angles, you might have to do a little trim like that to get the tape to lay down. Rolling that tape there. That fin is now on there for good. Now we need to finally get skin around the whole fin. So take a piece of tape. It doesn't have to be 6 inches. And I'm going to show you how we do that. To skin the fin, just lay it on there like so. Press it onto the fin and wrap it around the back. On this side, I'll show you this way, you're going to wrap this along the angle, so you have to be a little bit more careful. You got to make sure that you get your fingers down in that angle where the rocket fin and the rocket tank come together. Can you see that right there? You need to get right in there so that it stays flat. I don't know if you can see it, but you want to make sure all the excess tape, you want to make sure this is all very tight right in here and right in here to reduce drag. All right, that's how you attach the fins. You'll notice that this rocket that Mr. Cooper's been making now has all 3 of its fins. And if you look closely, you can just about see that 1.5 centimeters of tilt for each fin. It's slightly on an angle rather than straight up and down. All right. Now, the idea here is that you're going to repeat that same process for each one of your fins so that your rocket will then look like this when you're done. And that should bring us to the next one. Thanks for watching.